was the biggest check you ever received?
I'll motivate a little bit. 1,000 for one sale.
Between 1,000.
After the split, it was 1,000.
Julia?
My mom said not to talk about money. The check was like $1,000.
Meet KOMAR,
one of the fastest growing brokerages in Chicago, Illinois.
KOMAR has grown to 130 agents and is projected to close 750 transactions this year.
and tonight they opened their doors to the next generation of agents.
Amount of money that average real estate agent makes is, and it's not guaranteed. There's no salary, there's no W-2, no benefits, insurance. You eat what you kill.
The myths were broken.
Realtor is flexible. I'm gonna control my own time and I'm gonna do it on my time. You're gonna do whatever you want when the client gives you time.
The numbers, shocking,
71% of real estate agents haven't sold a single house last year.
and moments that test everything you believe.
I almost quit twice. Everybody's gonna go through this. You're gonna have that every single day. You're gonna have this, it's not for me, it's not for me, it's not for me.
Deals that fell apart.
Sometimes you work with clients, you show them 30 houses, you with them on the phone for half of the year, for years sometimes, and then they just decide not to buy.
And the one that changed everything.
When I started on the side, I also used to deliver groceries to people. And I was like, I'm gonna just leave my business cards at people's doors. And like maybe somebody would call. I get a phone call and this lady's like, the other day you delivered groceries to us and now my mom is old and she cannot walk in this big house. So we wanna sell. She wants to buy something close to us. They sold and they bought with me. So like total 16, 17,000 that I made of one client.
Career Night, raw, honest, real. And if you missed it, you'll want to be there next time.
I think it was amazing. It was a great experience and I learned a lot.
If you want to grow, you always have to communicate, collaborate, and meet new people.
The greatest realtors give us the greatest advices to become a good real estate agent.
Great opportunity to meet new people and to learn more, know more details about this job, know the salary because nobody talks about that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Real Estate Career Night.
Yeah!
We're so glad you've taken the time to join us, and today you'll hear real experiences from people who've built their careers in this industry. So I'm pleased to introduce 4 incredible speakers we have tonight. We'll start with Oleg. He's the founder and the owner of KOMAR. He started KOMAR with his beloved wife, Sofia, in 2021, and under his leadership, KOMAR has grown to 130 agents and is projected to close 750 transactions this year. We have Bogdan with us. He's our designated managing broker. In just 4 years, Bogdan has grown from a new agent himself to the first person others turn to when starting their new real estate journey. Julia, one of our top producers. Julia is breaking records. She's doubling her results since 2024. She's on pace to close 80 deals. Last year, she only had 44, and that's the highest number of closed deals in KOMAR. And Dmitro, one of our top producers and top mentor of the largest team. While he's growing his own sales, he also earned managing broker license and expanded his team from 6 to 18 agents.
Woohoo!
We have a very special prize today. So you already raised a hand who doesn't have a license yet and didn't start their education. So you have a chance to win a golden ticket. This golden ticket is a free school. It's no cost for you. We paid for you. What we ask you to do is you have to take a photo or a selfie and post it to your Instagram story and tag KOMAR. Our account is the KOMAR. First, who posts, we have a person to check the notification. You win the ticket. So let's go. Right now.
Right now. Whoever takes a picture, selfie, plays, whatever, and tags, you got it?
Okay.
All right.
Who's that?
First one.
The account is KKU Petska. Ooh, congrats! That's your golden ticket. Congratulations.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay, that was an aggressive start.
Okay, you'll have a chance to ask your questions at the end. Also, we prepared a photo stand, so you will be able to take a pictures in front of our photo zone. And we also have snacks, so we ask you to stay afterwards to take pictures, network, connect with our speakers. Now we'll start with questions. First question is going to be to all speakers. What were you doing before becoming realtor? Why did you decide to pursue a real estate career? I'll ask you to respond up to 3 minutes, please.
Okay, hi everyone. Good to see a lot of people today. Okay, so why I decided to shift the career? So I was working as an engineer for 3 years, and then when COVID hit, I was working from home. And that was boring, to be honest. And so actually, there is 2 simple reasons. First one, I want a raise at my previous job. I was keep asking, I want more money. So it's easy as that. And the answer I was given, we will talk. We will talk. So I was thinking I need something where I myself can convert my time in earnings. So more effort I put, more money I make. So I decided to switch into real estate. Another reason was investing. I was interested in investing in stock market, in different types of investment, and real estate as well. I had an investment at that time, so that's why I decided to switch my career to real estate. I got my license, and in 2021, I started working as a real estate agent.
For me, I was in trucking business. I had a few trucks. I was managing my trucks. I hated it. I didn't want to do it. I decided to quit. And then my wife, she tells me that she is interested in becoming a real estate agent. I didn't even know what the real estate agent is at that time. I didn't know what the real estate agent is supposed to do. I researched it a little bit, and then I bump into some videos about real estate investing. People that own properties, rent them out, building wealth. And then we got invited to some event where there was a lot of real estate agents, and they were talking about financial freedom, cash flow, making money, and I really enjoyed that conversation. And so I thought maybe if I will buy a lot of properties, I don't know how I'm going to be doing it, but if I can devote my life into owning lots of real estate, for example, that was 100 units for me, and to just relax because I will always have them, then that's a good strategy. But I didn't know any agents who would be able to do it for me, so I started researching what it is to become an agent. Because in the beginning, I thought that being an agent is like, it's not as good of a career. I thought that investing and owning properties is great. And I was looking into this career, and I thought that I will just get a license just to be able to buy myself, because I have no friends who can help me out. There was 2017. I know no real estate agents. I didn't know a single real estate agent at that moment. So I just thought maybe I'll just become one. And then I got interested as soon as I joined the company. It was Century 21 in Park Ridge. But I was so stupid. I was looking at the area on Zillow, which cities have the most expensive houses. So I'll join the company that's in that city, so I'm going to be selling those houses. You know, I'm like so naive. And that's not how it works in real estate. But that was pretty much the plan, and I just decided to join the company. And when I faced the reality, it was completely different from what I thought this career is going to be. I thought that I'm going to be given leads, I'm going to be given business, and it turns out you have to figure things out on your own and have to find the business by yourself. But I just was tired of trucking and didn't want to do that anymore. And my wife pointed this career to me, so that's how it started.
Hi everyone. So the previous job I had before going into real estate, I was working for a moving company, and actually that job helped me decide to go into real estate because I saw that there was a huge demand for housing. People were moving on daily basis, And at that time, I wanted a change of a job. So I didn't want to commit to spending 2 to 4 years in college, plus taking on a lot of student loans. So I figured I would give it a go in real estate. The course itself is cheap, like 500, 600 bucks. Plus, it's not a long time to finish the class. Took me about like 30 days, 40 days. Yeah, then I passed the exam and was ready to start working. So I wanted something quick.
Hello, everyone. So before real estate, I would say I was searching for myself, and I wanted to be happy in my career in what I do. And also I wanted to be independent, and I wanted to be flexible, and I didn't want to sit in one place. I want to go around. So it was real estate, but back then I didn't know that. I was a waiter, I was a receptionist, I was nail tech, I got my license, and I knew that if I'm nail tech today, I want a salon. If I'm waiter today, I want to be a manager or owner. So I want to lead because that's like, I thought that that's would implement everything that I'm looking, like being always something, every day something new. And then I started following some real estate agents in Illinois, in New York. There are a lot of TV shows. And I just like, it sounded like you can get independency, flexibility. Every day is different. And that's how I got into real estate.
Okay, Dmitro, next question's for you. How did your background, previous job, education, skills help you in real estate?
Good question. I was working as a supervisor, Comcast field supervisor. That job gave me problem-solving skills.
By the way, the problem-solving skill is probably one of the most important skills in this career, because we're solving problems like every single day. Every deal shakes. Every deal you sell, it's gonna have some problems. It's always gonna be something happening. And you have to start solving it somehow. It's always almost falling apart.
You're always in between of your client, seller or buyer, depends who your client, between attorneys, between mortgage, between the mortgage lender, you in the between, you the manager of the transaction.
And you're the one who has the most at stake. You're the one who's losing the most. Because you've done so much to put the deal together, they just got the contract and they're like looking at it. I'm like, I don't care if it falls apart or not. You're the one who cares, because then you have to go all over again and sell another property to the buyer or find another buyer to the seller. That's why you're the only one who has to be managing, and you are the one who has the most skin in the game as a real estate agent. You know?
Yeah, so in each transaction, like problem solving, because this, it's not like script. You show the house, you close it. You show the house, you close it. Each transaction has unique situations, and you have to find a solution for these issues.
And each deal is like a dose of drug. Once you do the deal, you
like
want more deals.
You
want more deals. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You can't live without doing these deals.
Next question is as well, Dima, for you and Bogdan. What was the biggest challenge you faced when transitioning into real estate from your previous career?
I was complaining about the like money on my previous, but I had a work schedule. I show up at work at 9 and I go home at 5. So the biggest challenge when I switched career was a discipline. Nobody waited me at work. I have to show up for myself. I have to keep myself motivated, show up every day. I have to find clients. Nobody giving me work that simple. So it was a big challenge to, like, it's I would say it's a mind shift. You're working for yourself. You're not working for anyone else anymore. And you have to stay disciplined. You have to have your own schedule that you apply every single day to your schedule. So yeah, it was the biggest challenge.
I want to add a little bit. In 2017, when I joined Century 21, I remember I came up to the managing broker and I'm like, is it okay that I feel like I'm not working? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm doing something, but it feels like I'm not doing it. He's like, welcome to a real estate world. We all feel like that. But it's like once you get busy, you're really busy. You have no time for nothing. But in the beginning, that's what it is. You have to create deals out of nothing.
For me, the biggest challenge was learning how to work with people. Because at my previous jobs, I didn't have that experience. Once you get into real estate, you really do have to get out of your comfort zone. And I mean, you have to meet a lot of people, you have to connect with a lot of people, and advertise yourself as much as you can. Because that's what you got to do to be successful.
Nobody said that social media was the biggest challenge. Huh?
Yeah.
Who said?
I wanted to say that
Yeah,
as well.
like social media was like, I wanted to do social media, but I was terrified until I like, all right, keep doing it. You know, you have to do it. And cold calls, man, I was at zero skills when I started real estate. Zero. Horrible.
Not the biggest issue for me. And it cold calls, not the biggest issue for me because I'm not doing cold calls.
Okay, Julia, what fears or hesitations did you have before starting in this business?
By the way, no questions to me, but I talk too much.
Actually, Dima just said that he doesn't do phone calls. So for me, the biggest challenge was that in my mindset, I knew that I had to go out of my comfort zone, meaning that I have to do things that other people wouldn't do. Door knocking, cold calling, doing open houses, feeling these rejections when people say no to your face, like no, you know, no. And now I laugh.
And I think for guys it's different than for girls. Guys are used to rejection because we always come up to girls, they reject us, so we're always, you know, okay with it. But for girls, rejection is different.
And also, and I knew that I had to do it, but was the biggest, like, knowing that you have to do it just because you think that it will bring you to the top. And I truly believe, because you cannot be lazy and want a lot of things if you don't want to do something. I'm not saying you're doing a lot. I'm just saying that in my mindset when I started, phone calls, door knocks, that was something that I didn't feel comfortable at all. And also talking to people, using your English, and it like English language also was the kind of breaking point, because I wasn't confident in what I was saying to other people, especially if they're native speakers. So yeah.
I have something to add, because Julia produced the most amount of social media. I don't think she's door knocking right now or cold call or do social media is probably the most important right now. So it's another challenge for probably everyone who's becoming a real estate right now.
For new agents that join in our office, me and Bogdan, we do interviews, and this is 99% of people that joining us. It's like we're telling them about the social media, and they're like, you know, not my thing, not my thing. It's 9 out of 10 would say that. But then eventually they all start slowly getting into it. It's just they see that others are starting slowly to do it, that our board, top 15, the top 7 are heavy social media, and then it starts clicking, well, I have to do it then. So we'll talk about it soon.
Oleg, here comes your question. What's one misconception people have about being a realtor?
Realtor is flexible. It's, you know, I'm going to control my own time and I'm going to do it on my time. You're going to do whatever you want when the client gives you time. And then second one is the company is going to do the work for me, because some people might, because we're posting only successes and only like I sold on the contract, so great, everything is perfect, I'm the best, because that's what attracts clients. But other people see it and I'm like, okay, so it's so easy, and I see that everybody's growing so fast. I only see success because a non-success is not posted, that's why you don't see it. You only see success, you think it's very easy, and people getting in, you're like, oh, here I am, give me leads, give me business, and that's what some people might think, and that's okay to think that, but when you enter the business and you are given this, no, you have to figure it out. You have to, sometimes we have so many formulas, we have so many things that you gotta do, and then it's only you who's gonna get it done. If you're not gonna get it done, then sooner or later you're gonna have to start looking for a job, because this is commission only. There's no salaries. This is 100% what you eat, what you kill. And so those are pretty much two things that I'm seeing from the brand new agents that are coming in. They think that, you know, it's gonna be the best career because it's flexible. And we all know, because we sell a lot of properties, we know that it's the client who controls. You could be having some plans for Saturday, but if a client texts a link to a Zillow that they want to see this one, all your plans go out the window. You just drive to show the house whenever they want, because there's another agent behind you that will take it, and you just lost the client. And average sale is 350,000. Average commissions check is 8,000, and then the other one is, like I said, thinking that the company is going to do the work for you. They're going to create the environment, but it's still you. You signed up for this. You didn't sign no leases. You didn't buy no equipment. You didn't hire no people. You didn't have to do anything. You just passed the course for $500. You sign up, and then you have a potential to make a lot of money, like doctors or attorneys. And the only thing that's required from you is getting out of the comfort zone and working a lot. Just outworking everybody. Everybody's lazy. 99% of people don't want to do a tough job. You just have to do what others don't want to do. Do you think that people want to send the video message to somebody thanking them for their time? Nobody's going to do it. If you do it, you're already beating most people. If you're writing a thank you note to somebody that you just met, you're writing a thank you note and sending it to them, they open it up, it's handwritten, and it has your signature and wrote, thank you for your time, I'm looking forward to helping you move, or whatever. That's not normal. Did you ever have that from an attorney or a lawyer or anybody who did the work for you send you a thank you note? No, because everybody's lazy. That's how you beat everybody.
Can you describe your first 6 months in a business and tell us what would you do differently if you had to start over?
My first 6 months were really, really tough. Very tough. I haven't sold anything in the first 6 months. It took me 8 months to sell myself a condo. I was my own client. In the beginning, I got in, and it took me probably 30 days to get going, because I was a little bit misguided. I thought that I'm gonna get the business, and I asked the manager, so how do you get leads? And he said, well, you do open house, you sit on the floor. There used to be a phone that rings, and sometimes there's people that want to buy and sell, but I never was able to get anything. And then I was looking at YouTube, and everybody talks about cold calling. So I figured if I make 100 cold calls to for sale by owners, people that want to sell houses by themselves, and I convert them to work with me, then one will list. And I actually was calling a lot, and I was able to find 3 people. 2 canceled me, 1 still stayed with me for a year. I sold it later within a year, but it was overpriced too much. But so I would do a lot of cold callings, a lot of rejection. I bought some courses, a lot of rejection. My bank account like this, from 47,000 that I saved up to minus 25. And I burned through those 6 months so much money, and I almost quit twice. One time I wanted to get a job, and the second time I started to think that this is not for me. And then I discovered videos. That's roughly when I started looking into some YouTubes, and there was a Gary V and somebody else talking about that being a mayor of your town. That's when I started doing videos with restaurants. I bought a camera, I bought mics, and I just reached out to a restaurant, did an interview with them, did the editing on my own, posted it, and shared to a bunch of Facebook groups. And that's when it starts clicking, and I got reaching out. People started to reach out to me that they want to buy and sell, and I just kept doing it 17 times, and pretty much that's when. But before I got to do the videos, I was talking to one of the agents in my previous office. You know what? I think video is going to work. Video is good because you do it once, it reaches 1,000 people. And I kept talking. And he says, just do it. You've been talking for so long. I'm like, all right, so it's a sign. I have to do it. And it was horrible, but that's pretty much 6 months. I almost quit twice. It was 8 months that I almost quit twice. Everybody's going to go through this. You're going to have that every single day. Agreed? Every single day you're gonna have this. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not. So these little things that you're gonna do, making cold calls, doing content, going to networking events, bringing lunches to businesses with your business cards, just putting your business cards everywhere, and you're gonna meet people here and there, and it's gonna give you a little bit of light in the tunnel. It's like, oh, it's possible. Maybe I'm gonna get a client, and then one day, a week goes by, 2 months go by, and then eventually you're gonna bump into a deal and you're gonna close it, or maybe you're gonna close it sooner. But the problem might be that you close a deal early in your career, and then you think it's easy, and then you're not gonna do anything, and then you're gonna quit. So you have to just remember that the momentum. A lot of realtors have this peaks and valleys, they call peaks and valley. They've been successful, and then they relax. And then they have to build up that momentum again, start making a lot of reaching out, content. and then they get a deal, and then they relax because they have to work that deal. They stop generating leads, they relax. And so you can never relax. You have to be generating leads nonstop. That's your number one job. You sign up for this career, you're becoming a marketer, pretty much. You have to learn how to market yourself. You can do radio, you can do, social media, everything. You just have to be super public. And it's very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. But you have to, that's what you're signing up. If it's not something that you think you can be doing, save yourself some time.
Dima and Julia, can you share the story of your first sale?
First sale. Oleg is smiling because he knows the story. My first sale was, her name is Yulia. I remember my first client. So I showed the condo. It's a beautiful condo. She wanted it. And I sent her a signed contract. And I thought, she has it. She have to send it to attorney and to the mortgage broker. And we waited. 2 weeks passed by, and listing agent called me, how is transaction going? So I called the attorney, I called the mortgage broker, and they never received it. So I sent it to them. So I learned I have to be a manager of the transaction. I have to be on top of every single little thing. You have to have an answer before your client think about the question. So when you do this way, you'll be a successful agent.
My first deal was given to me, so I didn't do like much job to find the client because I chose a little bit different direction of going into real estate because I was scared. I didn't know how to become an independent agent unless you join KOMAR, because if you go to any other brokerages, I think you just thrown in an ocean and you don't know what to do, and there's only like a managing broker who can lead you so much about documentation, but they will not teach you how to find client, or they will just give you simple tips. So I think I had privilege of starting this career, of being a part of a team and learning faster. So in this career, you have to find a person that you will follow for some time, shadowing. That's how you get successful. And so my first deal was a cash buyer. They sent me like a Zillow link, and I opened the door, and there was an investor who wanted to buy cash. So I'm like, do you have money on your account? Because they need to give you proof of funds. And he sends me a picture, like dollars lying on the carpet. And I'm like, no, sir, this money has to be on the bank account. He's like, 1 second. He like showed me a bank account. I believe it was $112,000 condo in Palatine, Bayside. So anyone lives in the Bayside? It's a really popular complex, investors friendly. Sorry, I'm like selling you already.
If you want to buy,
Sorry, that's how you know that you're dealing with a realtor. And it was a pretty easy transaction, and also the buyers were cash, so we didn't had a physical closing in the title company. Everything was through Zoom, which I like going and attending to closing, sitting in the title company, create memories for people, taking pictures, and people sign physical papers. So with cash, it's a little bit different versus financing, but that's how I got my first deal. Cash, finance a little bit longer process. If people financing, cash can be closed like within a week or two. So it was first deal, first buy.
Julia, another question for you. Did you ever doubt yourself in this career? If yes, how did you overcome that?
So I was super unconfident about myself because I was doubting myself first. And I was afraid of everything, of talking to people, using my English, doubts about everything, how I will make it, because I didn't want to be just an average person or person who will fail. I didn't want to be a part of this, because in real estate career, there's the percentage of failures, like 90 something in the first years, right? So I knew if I'm committing to this, I want to be this 1%, 2% or whatever who is not failing. And I knew that I had to do hard job. Like I have to take responsibilities every day. show up to people, because when people come to you, they want to feel confident when they buy in their first property. You cannot sound like that you don't know what you're talking about. So I think that was the biggest doubts about, like, can I do that for people who will trust me their transaction?
Remember, you also had doubts when you were breaking from the team, going solo.
Oh my God,
when we
I
met.
thought Oleg will not hire me. I was almost like shaking at the table and begging, kind of like, not begging, but I was like selling myself that I can do this much, I can do social media. Oh my God, I was just like, I thought that he will not take me to the company for some reason.
I remember when you were saying, like, I don't know if I can do it independently. I don't know if I can do it by myself. But then you're like doubling every year. You know, like even rock stars like that have fears.
I mean, this is actually a good thing to doubt yourself, because if you know like what you're doing and a world owes you everything, then I don't think you will be successful, because you're just stubborn. In real estate, you have to be friendly. You have to talk with so many different people. We all have different moods, situations going on, and imagine you will get these emotions to your clients. You cannot do that. So it's like...
And you're only as good as your last sale. You know, you can't take it for granted. You know, you could be doing lots of sales, but doesn't mean that the clients are gonna, they owe you anything. They don't owe you anything. They don't have to come back to you. You have to deserve the comeback.
Yeah.
That's why you always have to be on your feet and always keep looking for new clients, plus reminding the previous client about you, plus maybe calling them once in a while, sending them some value, sending them some reports of what's going on in the area that they bought with you, giving them some tips on how to save money on bills, how to shop for new insurance, giving them some new vendor information. They don't have to come back to you. If they don't come back to you, they don't owe you. You can't say, this is my client. They have to come back to you. The deal is done. After that deal, they don't have to come back. It's up to you. If you fail to bring them back, you know, you have to learn something. That's something that you should take seriously. So you can't just, you know, feel everything is mine, you know, I'm good. Yeah. You're only as good as your last sale. That's what they say in real estate.
Oleg, what's the top 3 skills realtor has to have in order to succeed?
Willing to adapt to new situations, because 2008 removed a lot of real estate agents from the industry, but there was also a lot of real estate agents that decided to learn new way, and they started working with banks, and they made a lot of money because they adapted. Your sales as a real estate agent will never exceed your own personal investment into yourself. So if you want to sell, let's say, a lot, 100 houses, you have to learn how to do cold calls. You have to learn how to do social media. You have to know how to open up strangers. You have to know how to communication skills, sales skills, maybe a little bit of comedy. If you don't have these skills, I was at 0. I had nothing. I was not ready for this career. No social skills, no sales skills, didn't know how to talk to people, awkward, everything like that. But if you're willing to push yourself and to destroy your ego and be willing to be rejected, because if you're broke, like I was broke, I got nothing to lose. Like, I don't care. I'm going to be rejected. If I feel more and more rejection, your skin gets thicker. Yeah, that's it. I made a little quick list, so I give you the best. What would you add?
Show up.
Oh, that's good.
Show up every day. You have to show up, first of all, for yourself, then for your clients, because everyone, attorneys, mortgage lenders, clients, will be looking at you because you are this messenger in a transaction. So forget about opening the doors. That's actually the coolest part and the funniest part. But then once you have the transaction, that's when the whole part starts. Like, you have to show up your skills.
Even if you have nothing going on today or tomorrow, you gotta start.
You gotta show up.
You gotta show up.
Come to
That's
the
right.
office, you guys. Come to the office. You said something about that people don't like to come into the office, or when they become realtors, they think that they can work from home. I think if you showing up to the office, there's a biggest chance that you will grow if you really want it to be cool in what you do. Because why, like, you will be sitting in pajama drinking coffee and thinking that clients will trust you? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, in the beginning, I had to skill 8:30 in the morning every single
I
day.
know.
I was at the office. I was brewing coffee, and the manager was coming in. Oh, like before you joined this office, it was my job. I was brewing the coffee. He comes in at 9 o'clock. I was already doing some things, writing thank you notes, and that was in the beginning. You gotta use what you can.
And you always, like in the office, I feel like you always overhear, especially if you're a new agent, overhear some situation, things you learning just from from the walls. And we have really cool environment, and I have places to compare with.
And I'm gonna tell you something. The agents that show up at our office every single day, or at least close to that, you don't see them failing. They, for some reason, succeed. Right, Diana? Right there. Snacks so good. Yeah, like you see, like for some reason, those who come to the office every single day, for some reason, they make money.
So show up.
Show up.
Based on your experiences, would you recommend starting a real estate career solo or in the team?
Okay, I'll go first. Depends on the situation, depends on yourself. Because if you are a self-starter, if you can motivate yourself, if you are hard on yourself, like me, like I don't really need nobody to tell me to work hard. I can tell it myself. I can do so. But it also depends, because I was not able to join nobody. It was just, there was no choice. I was just have to be by myself. If I was given a choice, maybe I would have joined somebody as a team, and because teams usually they give you another layer of accountability, and sometimes there's leads that they give out in terms of team. But it depends on the situation and depends on yourself. If you feel like you need a little bit of a hand, you might probably need a team. If you feel like no, don't touch me, I'm on my own, kind of like I am, then you're gonna be okay with solo.
What has been your proudest moment as a realtor?
I'll share the most proudest moment in my life. I was driving back from making a deal out of nothing. I found a seller on Zillow sitting there selling his house in Park Ridge, $265,000 for sale by order. I make a call, and he says it's probably a tear down. This house is worth nothing. There's water in the basement. We got to tear it down. It's probably a lot. So it's going to be a developer who's going to buy it. And I asked him, do you pay commission? He says, yeah, I'll pay you 2.5%. So I then figured out, okay, if it's a developer, let me go around and ask in the office. I started walking around in the office. I said, I have a land in Park Ridge. And one of the agents calls her husband and says, we have a land in Park Ridge. And she asks, what's the address? I give her an address, and I'm thinking, shit, she's going to go into the Google. She's going to find that out. She's going to cut me. She's going to call. She never did. The husband meets with me, and he says, I'm interested. And he's sitting across the table from me. It's like, how much do you want? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how much. I'm not like, it's very early in the career. And then he says, well, my wife is an agent, so you have to share. I'm like, okay, 50% of something is already good. So, okay, let's do 5,000. We split it in half, so 2,500 for me. He actually bought the land. Everything's great. He finished. He bought the land. I made $2,500. And when I was driving home after the deal closed, this was the moment. I was broke. The credit card is full. I got stack of mail that I can't open because it's all bills. I don't want to even look at it. I'm scared of opening mail because I was so broke. And I'm driving home. It's like the best feeling, and I'm feeling like this is. I did this deal. I made this thing happen. On my own. And people were doing deal and didn't see it's on the market and the seller's phone number there. Like, people just don't have time to do this. They're busy with their life. And I'm professional real estate agent, 2 months in the business. And like, I'm researching these things, and I've done few of these. And throughout the career, I've done a lot of these, like looking for these things off the market, putting it together and thinking that somebody else is going to see it. I'm telling you, 99% of people are lazy. They don't want to look too much. They just want it to be handed to them.
The turning point, I remember I was working part-time as a real estate agent. I had a full-time job as engineer. I was showing after the job, like after 5 p.m. I was doing showings, meeting with clients. And I remember maybe 4 or 5 months in a career, I was asking should I quit my regular job or not? And he's like, Definitely. You have to quit your job and then you will see results. So this was the turning point because I quit my job. I remember sending an email. So thank you sending an email on my previous job. Thank you so much for these 3 beautiful years. I will quit. This is the 2-week notice and everything. And then actually, yeah, I closed like 16 deals same year. The proudest moment, I would say, when I received this nomination, like top 1% of real estate agents in Illinois. Like I even didn't know there is one like this. And then I received an email, you a top 1. I received first, like second year, I received top 2%. And then, wow, it's me. I'm a top 2% in Illinois. And then next year, top 1% in Illinois. Like, okay, I'm doing something really important.
50,000 agents or something like that, or 48,000 agents here in our market. 1% is like top 400 something. That's over, that's big.
Actually, another thing that I'm proud of, when we go in the office, usually clients say like, wow, it's a big office. And I say, yes, it's like 130 agents. And I was the first one. I'm the first one agent of the KOMAR. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After my wife.
So first one was a proud moment when clients called me and said that they want to purchase and they wanted to do a video purchase, meaning I show them houses through the video and that's how they will choose the place and then close it without even seeing it, and I keep the key and I rent it out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's I will do. So like people didn't see the place, they purchased it without seeing it, they closed the deal.
How often does that happen?
Pretty often, to be honest. Like, I had maybe, like I even closed the land without seeing a person. That was also a transaction. And also then, next proudest moment, it's when I was my first year in a business that I came across that I'm thinking to purchase my first place. Before I didn't think about it, I didn't know that it's possible, nobody talked about it, I didn't have any realtors friends who were telling me that it's possible, that you can get financing, that you only need the 3% down payment. Sorry, I'm being like consultation or something. So that was also the proudest moment, knowing that you can buy your own place and represent your own purchase.
For me, the turning point was, I believe, right after I got my first couple of checks. And it was actually a funny story how I got the listing. Because when I started, on the side, I also used to deliver groceries to people. And I was like, I have these business cards. I'm going to just leave my business cards at people's doors, right? And like maybe somebody would call. And I remember I get a phone call, and this lady's like, oh, the other day you delivered groceries to us, and now my mom is old, and she cannot walk, in this big house. So we want to sell, and she wants to buy something close to us. So that was like, that was crazy. Like I did 2 deals, they sold, and they bought with me. So like total, like if you consider it as a one transaction, maybe like 17,000 that I made of one client. So that was nice.
Delivering ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah,
on Instacart.
Yeah, that was ice cream.
Throwing in the business card, and then we together went for the listing appointment. The house is nice and displays, and she says that God sent you.
Yeah, she said God sent me.
She said this guy, we have to have him sell our house.
Yeah, and it was too, like it was my first listing appointment. So I called Oleg right away. Oleg, you gotta come with me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So. But we came prepared, and they signed right away at the table.
It was not even an interview. They were just, what do we need to do to sell with you?
I was like, whoa, like it's nice. I realized that this is a well-paid industry, right? And you get to help people find homes, and you got to solve some problems along the way until the day of closing. But yeah, that's what kind of made me do real estate, right? And then the proudest moment, I would say, I'm proud of every transaction after each sale. Whether I help a person buy their first property, or maybe it's an investor who buys a property that produces a lot of income. The second proudest moment, which just happened recently, I was appointed as a designated managing broker at KOMAR. So
well deserved, well deserved. Bogdan is helping out newer agents that are coming out. They're coming from the school. They join our office. They go through Bogdan. He helps them out.
Boot camp.
He's a book, yeah. He helps them out with the first deals, classes, courses, everything. And our agents, they don't mess up. They don't have like some violations happening. They know what to do. They step by step, they know what to do. That's him.
They send in contract to the attorney and mortgage broker on time.
The question goes next. Bogdan, top 3 biggest mistakes brand new agents make, and tell us a little about what KOMAR as a brokerage offers to new agents.
Top 3 biggest mistakes. The most important one that I see a lot of agents when they come, they're like, okay, I just started, I don't know anything. First, I want to learn as much as I can. Only then I want to work with the client, right? So that's actually a big mistake because, you know, this industry evolves every month, right? There's new things that you got to learn. And what we see works best is when the agent is fearless. So they're like, come on, let's go, and I'll learn it along the way. So that's kind of the best way to learn in this industry, right? Because everything that they teach you at school, I would say probably like 90% doesn't apply, you know, to this job.
Because first you have to shoot, and then you have to aim. You have to have this skill of like, I have to go do it, and then I'll figure it out along the way. And don't be fearful that there's a lot of questions that I don't know. Find out, ask us.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to say, like, if there's something you don't know, it's totally fine to say to a person, I'm not sure, let me find out, I'll get back to you. You know, that's totally fine. And I feel like at our brokerage, you have that support, right? You either call me, Oleg, we have a lot of other very experienced agents, which are more than happy to help you along the way. So I think our trainings, no other brokerage offers trainings like us. Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m., trainings. And we do Zoom, we record them. So it's always available to the agent. The new agent, they go through like onboarding classes. Basically, we set you up, we teach you the different platforms that you need to use. And other than that, I would say the atmosphere as well, like a family-friendly atmosphere, and you're basically surrounded by people who are always willing to help you.
We are left with 2 most interesting questions. So, question to all speakers. What was the biggest check you ever received?
My mom said not to talk about money.
To be honest, I don't remember, but between 15 and 20,000, something like 17, 18,000. It's not, I don't have a huge amount. You can calculate, right? Regular 2.5% of the sale you make. If you find a client who's gonna sell or buy with you $5 million property, $10 million property.
Don't forget about splits, taxes, and all the expenses.
Yeah, but the check you're going to receive.
That's it. There's no other expenses. That's it. You just gas, phone, taxes.
Splits.
That's it. There's nothing to write off.
Julia, what is your check after gas, splits, and everything else?
So from 2.5% to 2%.
I'll motivate a little bit. 33,000 for one sale. A little bit. It's not crazy, but it's not too bad.
So my highest check was after the split was 12,000.
Julia, will you share some numbers?
So I remember it was a multifamily, and the check was like $16,000. But also remember, there's some checks like $500, $1,000 because the commissions are all negotiable. But also,
I just shared that when I made the first $1,000, I was the happiest. When I made that 33,
right, so
it was not even close to that first
I like to
1,000.
show people realistic numbers because those, like, I just made it once, and then it's usually between like 500 to 8 or whatever, that like 10.
But you don't make no 500 checks no more.
Let's say in the beginning.
You don't make those checks no more. Maybe in the beginning for rental you did,
But sometimes if the seller is not paying, that you have to talk to the clients, and they will offer you 500, and you take it, and you shut up because relationship over transactions.
We have the last question.
Have you ever done a deal for free? Mila, have you ever done a deal for free?
Not for free, but for super low commission.
But have you done a deal when that falls apart the day before closing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you work for free. Yeah.
Yeah, like
multiple times.
Yeah, that's the
And
reality
I'm still
check too.
smiling.
yeah, if you count this is for free, yeah, like sometimes you work with clients, you show them 30 houses, you on with them on the phone for half of the year, for years sometimes, and then they just decide not to buy. So it's
Or
it's
you work with the seller, you put the deal together, you negotiate everything, you manage the whole deal, and then just a week before the closing or a few days before the closing, they say, you know what, we decided not to sell.
Happens. Yeah.
Once in a while, it's more often than you think. It's more often than you think.
That's why you have to
What's
have
the
a thick
average?
skin.
How many houses on average do you show in order to sell a house as a buyer agent? How many houses do you
I
show?
don't count it.
I've done a little bit a month, 20.
average.
Roughly 20 houses in order to get the contract.
Different suburbs.
And different. It could be Lockport, it could be Zion, Mundalan, and then you go to
are a
Orland
truck
Park.
driver now.
I remember, like, before I got licensed, one of the managing broker at the previous company, he said, well, you're a truck driver, now you have to drive these miles with clients in a car. You drive like 20,000 miles a year, roughly, if you're selling a lot of properties. 20, 25, right? 25. And most of your clients, you go where they tell you to go. You don't really like, I'm going to be in this zip code. You don't decide that. You don't decide when you have free time. They decide.
Let's finish with a bit of motivation. How much money can a realtor make? A question for you.
Again, it's up to you. It's unlimited. There's no ceiling, all that jazz. Roughly, you understand that on average, houses in Chicagoland, $375. For our office, we're at $350 per sale. That's our average sales price. Roughly, do 2.5 of that, minus like 15% maybe. That's going to be your check, which is going to be roughly $8,000. And how many houses can you sell? You can sell 100 if you're able, but it's all up to you. I sold 130 houses in 2021. Well, Dima helped me a lot at that time. And Oleg, I think, he got licensed at that time as well. But pretty much everything was coming to me that was the year we were able to close that much. And then the year before, I sold 64 houses. And I couldn't stop. I just wanted more and more all the time. I just want to keep growing. So it's just multiply and see. It's really like we did a podcast recently, and we spoke, and we're seeing agents growing past a few $100,000 a year, and that's not something, that's outrageous. It's being exceptional, of course. You know that 71% of real estate agents haven't sold a single house last year, and we're doubling. Like 71% of agents haven't sold a single freaking house. You can Google this. This is all public. All public. You put in that stat, it shows up right away. That's crazy because the barrier of entry is so low, and people coming in thinking it's easy. It's too tough. But when you open up a restaurant, you sign a lease, you buy equipment, you buy food, you hire a cook, you're signing up for $300,000-400,000 worth of debt, and only 2 years to break even. Here in real estate, you pay $500 plus MLS subscription, $1,000 to get access to MLS. Go, all the houses in Chicagoland, you can sell them all. It's all of your inventory. You don't have to buy them to sell. You just have to reach out to owners. And a lot of people that are walking around, that's why I really like residential. First, because it's emotional, because when wife is coming into the house, she likes this living room, she's gonna make you buy it. And the second thing is everybody needs housing. It's like you can talk to everybody, and everybody will be a customer sooner or later. But if you touch a lot of people, you're gonna have your percentage. And if you really wanna sell 100 houses, it's very, very, very possible. But now it's up to you if you're gonna be able to get your skills going, because you remember you need to be able to door knock. Sometimes there's way to generate neighbors. If one of your colleagues in the office has a listing and there's neighbors of each house, and you can walk into the houses next door and invite them to the open house. If you dress well, if you show up on time, if you look good, smell good, you know what you're talking about, so people will do business with you. Average amount of money that average real estate agent makes is $40,000. And it's not guaranteed. There's no salary, there's no W-2, there's no benefits, there's no insurance. You eat what you kill. And Average is $40,000.
All right, thank you so much. We have food over there. We have photo stands. You can take this out of the stand and take a picture in front of a photo zone. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.